This week on Marketplace Middle East, a special edition from the vineyards of Lebanon. How winemakers here are rallying to get their bottles on international shelves. Plus, in a region with a high jobless rate and low opportunities, the challenges entrepreneurs face to bridge the gap. Welcome to the show. Winemaking in this region dates back thousands of years, but modern-day production really didn't start until the 20th century. But as the wines from here have gained international recognition, local producers are making a concerted effort to get their bottles on shelves abroad. The fruits of modern winemaking in Lebanon are rooted here. This is a Kasara vineyard in the Bekaa Valley, founded by Jesuit priests in 1857.
The Jesuits at Kasara went over to Algeria. They wanted some vines that they were used to working with in France, brought it over here and planted it.
It's now grown into one of the country's top wineries. Of the 8 million bottles of wine Lebanon produces each year, 3 million are from Kasara.
In those barrels you have the red wines. The Chateau wines are matured for 12 months in the barrels.
So each of these are in for 12 months at least?
12 months, exactly. We export between 40 and 45% of the whole production, and we have 65% of our export to Europe. Then we have to some Arab worlds. We are exporting little to China, but now we are trying to go to Brazil as well, where there is a huge Lebanese community there.
It hasn't been easy. Tourists from Syria were among its best customers. That's changed since the war began.
We used to have 70,000 visitors per year. Unfortunately, now the tourism in Syria is not anymore active, and it affected us because we used to export 300,000 bottles to Syria per year. Now we are exporting around 50,000 only.
So Kasara is looking into new markets, along with Lebanon's other winemakers rallying to promote Lebanese wines collectively.
When we go to international fairs, we go under Lebanese pavilion. Before, every participant used to go and to have its own booth. So it's very easy for the visitors to come and to visit all the wineries gathered in the same place.
Gustine says the idea is to sell the story of Lebanon, not just its wines, its history, its distinct location. Like these ancient cellars discovered below Kasara's lands in 1898. There are 1 million bottles of wine stored in these cellars that date back to the Roman era. Walls of wine steeped in history, and Kasara sees this heritage as a key selling point for its wines abroad. That's essential in an incredibly competitive market.
We produce a very microscopic amount. I mean, if I tell you we produce 8 million bottles of wine a year, which may sound a lot, but if we compare that to Turkey, which produces 70 million, Cypriots around 35 to 40 million, Israelis produce about 50 million. So even on a regional scale, we're tiny. Global scale, we're a dot. I mean, Italy, the biggest producer in the world, probably produces on average around 4 billion bottles a year.
To overcome it, Karam says Lebanon needs to capitalize on its exclusivity.
They should play on the scarcity. The message they should be sending consumers is we only make 8 million bottles a year. These bottles are by and large of very high quality, and come and get them while you can. And I think if they can do that, there's no reason why Lebanese wine cannot be the sexiest wine on the planet.
To that end, it's not just the large-scale wineries, but also the smaller family businesses, capping every bottle with a personal touch.
The message behind this winery is to produce qualitative wines, products from this land, made by people working in this land.
Fawzi Issa's family, along with the Al-Khouris, bought the winery in 2007. Before them, it had been run by 3 generations of the Brun family who came from France. Today, it produces 250,000 bottles of wine each year.
This is how we age the arak.
But the specialty here is arak, a Lebanese spirit made from aniseed.
We're leader now in the local market for the arak brand, and 20% is in around 15 to 17 countries, a bit everywhere, where the Lebanese people are. We follow the ethnic market.
With the Arak market well tapped, Issa says he wants to expand the company's wine business to achieve his ultimate dream.
The target is more as a global target, to show Lebanon everywhere, to have the Lebanese wine in the list of every and each restaurant in the whole world.
But Issa says Lebanon still has to overcome negative images abroad. Gostin couldn't agree more.
The message that we want to forward to the world is as well that Lebanon is not an exporter of terrorism. Lebanon is an exporter of culture and of good wines.
From crushing grapes to brewing beer, there aren't many local Lebanese lagers, but one man has turned his homebrew hobby into the latest craft beer brand.
Hi, I'm Jamil Haddad. We're gonna walk inside to show you our microbrewery. I'm fans of drinking beer, so I drink beer every day. I came with a home brew at my place to drink my beer with the friends, and everybody was like, why not to have something more than drinking beer at home? We want something else. I sold everything I have, even my car, my sailing boat, my everything, so to have this project. We used in our structure 2 basic materials other than the beams. This is the eco board. It's recycled plastic bags. We're gonna put plants in each one of these so you can see the green walls from outside and inside. The whole wood here are wood pallets. This wall here, we're gonna paint it to create this awareness about the beer culture in Lebanon. This is our microbrewery. It's 1,000 liters capacity. Everything starts here. This is our, here we start with a mashing process. Each batch, it goes to one of these tanks for fermenting. You can see here, this is our small artisanal filtering machine. This is a storage tank. And here we have the final product. You can see here the Colonel. We made here 4 types of beer, but what we bottle is 1 type of beer because what we want is to go to the market with 1 strategy, 1 type of beer to let people taste our beer. And already we started to sell it outside Batroun, in Beirut, at some unique places. This is a target because we don't have mass production and we don't want to sell it everywhere. When someone has a dream and wants to do something, nothing is impossible. Cheers.
Projects like this require a lot of capital, which isn't always easy for small businesses to come by, but there's one company that's making it its business to help young entrepreneurs realize their dreams.